Today being the 18th of July of 2025, a lot of fascinating and a lot of gigantic events has played out in the USB movement. In this video, I'm going to showcase, I'm going to tell you and discuss every single thing wey don happen. So make you foresee them and understand. And trust me, if you miss out in this video, you don't miss out in a lot of details. Yes, because as we talk like this, about 27 individuals in the USB movement has regained freedom. So the question here be say, who be these 27 individuals? Nnamdi Kanu there among them? Well, for this video, I'm going to show you and disclose every information where you need at this particular point in time. We also have an interesting one coming from the office of the governor of Anambra State. Charles Soludo, the governor of that state, came out and informed Bola Tinubu that, see, abeg, you guys release Nnamdi Kanu for us. You guys do am for us. And for this video, I will show you every single thing where Charles Soludo don't talk and how Bola Tinubu they react to all of them. In this video briefing, we have a revelation coming from Ima Powerful. Yes, Ima Powerful don't come talk something. He don't come make a declaration. And he has made a series of statements that will be implemented moving on forward. For this video, I'll be showcasing and critically discussing every statement coming from Ima Powerful and every other thing within the USB government. Well, moving on swiftly, let's take a trip to Finland. The government of Finland came out to inform the whole wide world how Simon, a man from Nigeria, came into their country and got their citizenship. Yes, an article released on Yale, which happens to be one of the biggest media outlets in that part of the world, came out to disclose how Simon came into Finland, how Simon got a job, how Simon built his businesses, and how he was finally arrested. Well, for this video, I'm going to showcase and I tell you every single thing where these guys they talk about Simon right about now. Yes, there's something you all need to know. Moving on swiftly, we're going to showcase only news and updates coming from the USB movement. That is to say, any news we will publish on this channel will have to be related or it's connected to the USB movement. So other political news coming from Nigeria and the rest of the world will be placed on hold unless those news are detrimental or those news are very important to the USB. Yes, one of those news is the fact that the president of the most powerful nation of the world, in the person of Donald Trump, don't catch one disease as we talk. So for this video, I will showcase that fact because this is important to every single country out there. For this said video, for the very first time, you will see the passport used by the USB back in the 1970s. Yes, for the very first time ever, you are going to see a copy of the USB passport that I believe you've never seen anywhere before. So with all of that being said, let's kickstart this video with our very first update and revelation and give you a detailed breakdown of every single thing that has happened within the USB government. The very first news we have for you here is the fact that 24 individuals, 24 supporters of the USB has regained freedom and has received massive freedom and have been discharged by a court situated in Nigeria. When we saw this news in a blog page in the country, we did not believe it at first. We had to do some verification. We had to do some research and check out official pages. Well, showing right now on your screen is a tweet coming from Aloy Ejimako, who happens to be the lead legal counsel representing Nnamdi Kanu in the court of law. This man states, and I quote, earlier today, Ebonyi State High Court discharged and acquitted 24 detainees being held and tried over the Biafran self-determination. By this post, I acknowledge the unseen efforts of the IPOB Ontario Community Association under the leadership of Mazi Onyeka. And this is coming from Aloy Ejimako, claiming that 24 individuals have been freed and acquitted by a court situated in Ebonyi State, Nigeria. When we saw that news from Aloy Ejimako's page, we had to still dig deep to get further info and get further details that we can share with you in this video. We're showing right now on your screen is an article coming from The Punch where it states 24 pro-Biafran detainees freed after 4 years in Ebonyi State. This is massive. This article also gave us clarity where it states the last batch of 24 members of the IPOB who had been held in detention since the 24th of May of 2020 were released from custody on Thursday following a ruling by the Ebonyi State High Court. So yeah, as you can see, this is a massive one and this news is authentic. So the question here is, who defended these individuals in the court in Ebonyi State? Because like we all know, Aloy Ejimako is busy. He's going to be in court today representing Nnamdi Kanu. So who traveled to Ebonyi State recently to file for a possible discharge of 24 individuals of the USB? Well, a barrister known as Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, who happens to be the official lawyer of the IPOB, is the man that made all of these things happen. Yes. Ifeanyi Ejiofor also gave us clarity. He also informed us when this court session started yesterday. He was on his Twitter page giving live updates and informing the USB citizens of what is currently going on in that part of the state. Showing right now on your screen is his very first tweet released when the court session first kicked off. And showing right now on your screen is a second tweet that showcased the fact that these individuals have regained massive freedom. He also posted a video on his Twitter page where we can see these former inmates celebrating and going back to their respective homes. Well, kudos to Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor. But meanwhile, this said barrister came out to give us a very sad info, something he witnessed, something he had first-hand info about. Among these 24 individuals who were released, a state high court situated in Ebonyi, one of these inmates passed or went through a lot, yes. While in captivity, he lost a family members, and the court did not permit him or allowed him to go for his son's burial. Anyways, for clarity, let me show you a tweet coming from Barrister Ejiofor that will show you every single thing you need to know at this particular point in time. A tweet: what a sacrifice. Among those released today by the order of the Ebonyi State High Court after years of unjust incarceration is Mazi Okuru, whose story stands out as a painful testament to the heavy price of the long struggle for justice. While behind bars, he suffered an unspeakable loss. His beloved son passed away, and he was denied the chance to mourn with his family or even say goodbye. No pain compares to that of a grieving father bound in chains, stripped of basic dignity of bearing his own child. May the good Lord comfort him, and may the soul of his son rest in perfect peace. May this deep sacrifice never be in vain. His ordeal reminds us of the human cost behind every victory and the silent battles many continue to endure in pursuit of the truth and freedom. It is indeed a heart-wrenching account, and this is coming from Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor after making sure these individuals regained massive freedom yesterday in a state court situated in Ebonyi State. Well, moving on swiftly. While all of these things were playing out in the court of law yesterday, something was happening in Jos that made residents, indigents, and individuals from that state to say that the USB, individuals of the USB, saw the future. They saw the future and they state the fact, but people did not believe them. Remember that the USB have been claiming that the Nigerian military come into their land, come into their community and unalive them. Well, this same thing has happened in Jos. Showing right now on your screen is something you need to see and understand. It states, Plateau community accuses Nigerian military of complicity after herdsmen unalive 27 persons. Yes, so as you can clearly see, herdsmen unalive 27 persons in Plateau community, and they are saying that the Nigerian military aided these individuals or these herdsmen. This is something that people from the USB have been saying and been crying for years now. But Nigeria paid little or no attention to them. Showing right now on your screen is a full article coming from that news where it states, Plateau community accuses Nigerian military of complicity after herdsmen unalive 27%. The article gave us more clarity where it states, the attack, which occurred between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m., was allegedly carried out by armed groups from Banga, Fulani, Ganawuri, and surrounding areas. Berom Youth Molders Association has accused security agents of complicity in the unaliving of 27 farmers, including men and women, in a fresh attack by gunmen in Bindi, Chebu, a community in Tahos district of Rehom local government area, Plateau State. The attack, which occurred between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m., was allegedly carried out by armed groups from Banga, Fulani, Ganawuri, and surrounding areas. In a joint statement issued on Tuesday by the Secretary General of BYM, Bracho Iliya Adazaram, and the National President Solomon Delop, the association condemned this unaliving, describing it as a deliberate and coordinated assault under the watch of compromised security operatives. And this is coming from a community situated in Plateau, where they are calling out the Nigerian military for their complicity in every single thing that happened in that part of the state. Well, as you can clearly see, the USB and its government have been saying the same thing for years now, and people did not believe them. People paid little or no attention to their statements, and people thought they were just trying to gain or draw awareness to their side. But as you can see, it's now happening in Jos, which has created the loss of life of 27 individuals. Well, moving on swiftly, the sitting and the current president of the USA, the most powerful nation of the world, has been diagnosed with a particular disease. Showing right now on your screens an article coming from Bloomberg. It states, Trump diagnosed with vein disease tied to swollen ankles. The article also gave us clarity where it states the White House announced President Donald Trump was diagnosed with chronic venous insufficiency after experiencing leg swelling, though physicians said he is in excellent health condition. Well, that is a breaking news coming from the country of the USA, which we all definitely need to see, because one way or the other, the USA is connected to all countries of the world. Well, moving on swiftly, the sitting and the current governor of Anambra State, in the person of Charles Soludo, he don't come out to say something. He don't come out to address Bola Tinubu regarding the case of Nnamdi Kanu. Yes, Charles Soludo in a video has informed Bola Ahmed Tinubu to release Nnamdi Kanu, not because of insecurity reasons, but because of the fact that Nnamdi Kanu probably is not guilty for all of the offenses leveled on him. And kudos to this man for coming up to speak about Nnamdi Kanu's case. Yes, this man happens to be one of the very first governors that will come out openly, inform the president of the country to grant Nnamdi Kanu a possible release. Trust me, if all the 5 governors in the Southeast region comes together like this, draft a petition that will be addressed to the president of Nigeria, or if these 5 governors can take a trip to Aso Rock, meet the president in person and have conversations in a round table, the release of Nnamdi Kanu definitely will be imminent. But as we all know, the governors don't want to put themselves in that conversation. Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to seek for the release. And that is why Nnamdi Kanu is still in custody up until this very point in time. Well, still talking about Nnamdi Kanu, there's something we all need to know and understand. Today being the 18th of July of 2025, this guy will appear before the Federal High Court in Abuja. Yes. And there's something we all need to know. We need to do some quick summary of every single thing that led to this particular point in time, because today a lot of things will happen in the Federal High Court, and in our subsequent videos we'll be giving you full revelations of the court proceedings and how it's going to unfold. So the very first thing we all need to know now, before the court session kicks off by 10 a.m. or thereabout, is the fact that on the 19th of June of 2025, the federal government formally closed its case against Nnamdi Kanu after calling the 5th and final prosecution witness, a DSS operative referred to as PW5 or EEE. During cross-examination, PW5's credibility was heavily challenged, and the prosecution thereafter opted not to call more witnesses. Immediately after, Kanu's defense team, led by Chief Kanu Agabi, SAN, notified the court of their intention to file a no-case submission, arguing the government failed to prove a prima facie case. Justice James Omotoshon granted both sides 14 days to submit a written legal argument. With a reply period set for 2 days, the court adjourned until 18th July of 2025 for adoption of a final written address, and today is the 18th of July. So when the court session kickstarts today, Nnamdi Kanu's legal counsel team will file a no-case submission properly, telling the court that, see, the prosecuting lawyer have no case against my client Nnamdi, and this man needs to be freed and acquitted and all the charges dropped. That will be the conversation today. And then the prosecuting lawyer will have 14 days to reply to that no case submission. So in our next video, we are going to give you a detailed breakdown and a full revelation of every single thing that played out in the courtroom session. So do well to subscribe and turn on post notifications, because it's going to be a massive and a highly interesting one, so you don't have to miss out. So subscribe and stay tuned. Moving on swiftly, for the very first time, you're going to see the passport used by the Biafran people. in 1970. Yes, just in case you don't know, a passport for the Republic of Biafra was implemented around 1970. Showing right now on your screen is a copy of this passport. This will be the very first time you are seeing an official passport coming from that government. It states, pay attention to the left-hand side of the screen. These are to request and require, in the name of the head of state of the Republic of Biafra, all those whom it may concern, to allow the bearers to pass freely without let or hindrance, and to afford him or her every assistance and protection of which he or she may stand in need. And when you look closely, this was issued at Enugu State on the 8th of January of 1970. When you look closely, you see a signature and a stamp. When you scroll to the right-hand side of your screen, you get full info. You get to see the bearer's name. You get to see other info within. So in a nutshell, showing right now on your screen is an overview of that passport, which is coming from the country of Republic of Biafra. Type is a passport, and the number is right here. The holder's name is Ignatius S. Kogbara, and it was issued on the 8th of January of 1970, issued at Enugu State. This is a massive one, and this was a passport that was used back in the day. This is something that you've never seen before, and we still have many documents like this that will go a long way in retaining the culture of the Biafran people. Anyways, moving on swiftly, talking about the culture of the Biafran people, a man, the spokesperson of that movement known as Ekpa Powerful, came out this morning. Yes, he came out this morning to make a statement before Simon will approach or enter the Federal High Court. So what did Ekpa Powerful come out to say? Well, take a look at this article showing right now on your screen. Nnamdi Kanu's trial, politically motivated, and it's coming from the IPOB. The article gave us more clarity where it states, the statement read in part, the IPOB and many Nigerians who are concerned with justice maintain deep respect for the judiciary as the last resort for justice. We understand the critical importance of allowing courts to reach decisions based on law and facts and strictly on issues presented in open court, backed by the case record. In a nutshell, Ekpa Powerful is saying that Nnamdi Kanu's case is politically motivated, and he has also debunked a series of assertions coming from other parts of the world. So the question here is, who is this Ekpa Powerful? Because for the past couple of days, this guy always come up to make statements and to fire shots at individual. Who is this man? Where is he from? What does he look like? Well, as we speak, we are doing some quick investigations and research on this man. We've managed to get some audio recordings of this man. That is his voice. We've also managed to get some videos and pictures of this man, which definitely will surprise a lot of people. So in our next videos, in a video that will be released sometime this week, we are going to make a detailed and a full video to showcase the possible identity of this man. But the problem here is we don't even know if that video idea is an interesting one, because this video will take us about 2 to 3 days to fully make, and we don't even know if after making the video, you at home will want to watch or click on that video to watch. So if you want to see a video on a full investigation on the identity of Ekpa Powerful, what you can do is to leave a comment saying that you want to see that video, and from the responses we'll know if that would be a good idea in making that video in the next coming days. So go down to the comment section and write, we want to see the video on Ekpa Powerful, and trust me, if I get reasonable answers or reactions, a video will be made. But then let me show you a glimpse of what we have about this man. Yes, so this man, Ekpa Powerful, is a prominent figure in the IPOB, where he served as a media and publicity secretary. He frequently issues official statements and represents the group in public engagement. Showing right now on your screen is a picture of what we think Ekpa Powerful looks like. So this is Ekpa Powerful, allegedly, but we're going to blur out his face. But in a video that will be published a couple of days later, if you guys want to see it, I'll show you every single thing within, and I'll show you pictures and his real identity that will definitely blow your mind. Yes, anyways, moving on swiftly, before we look at the case of Simon, there's something important that happened in Lagos State. This is not related to the USB, but it must be mentioned in this video. As we speak, 15 Chinese individuals or nationals have been arrested by the EFCC. we'll take a look at this article coming from PM News. It states, Court jails 15 Chinese for cybercrime in Lagos State. The article gave us more clarity where it states, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has secured the conviction of 15 Chinese nationals for cyber terrorism and internet fraud in Lagos. According to a statement by the EFCC, the suspects were sentenced by two Federal High Court judges, Justice Ayukunle Faji and Justice Dainde Dipeolu, sitting in Ikoyi. The EFCC said the men were arraigned on separate charges related to cybercrime and internet fraud. This latest judgment comes just a week after 14 other Chinese nationals were sentenced for similar offenses in Nigeria. So this is a massive one, and this is something we all need to know at this particular point in time about the actions of Chinese individuals in the country and how they have been linked with cyber terrorism still in Nigeria. Anyways, if you find our videos interesting, please do well to subscribe and turn on post notifications, because here you get full updates and clarity regarding anything coming from the USB movement and government. So click on the subscribe button and stay tuned every single time. Well, moving on swiftly as we speak, the Finnish government came out recently to showcase and to discuss how Simon got into their country and how he became a citizen of that said country. Well, showing right now on your screen an article released by Yale, which happens to be one of the biggest media outlets in that country. It states, a young Nigerian athlete came to Lati and started to lead a rebellion remotely. This is Simon. And it states, Simon was born in Biafra in 1985 in a village in Ebonyi State. According to Simon, his mother was unalived when he was very young. Simon grew up in the care of relatives. He said that he was a talented track and field athlete and that he had represented his country in competitions in Africa. Sports brought him to Europe. He ended up in Lati 2007 after getting to know a Finnish coach in sports circles. Everything seemed to work here. Simon recalled to Yale about his first impressions of Finland. After receiving citizenship, Simon completed military service, got married and settled in Finland. At the same time, he actively followed the situation in his former homeland. From here, I began to see many of the problems of the old country, even while I was away. This is a statement from Simon. So as you can clearly see, Simon got connected into the country of Finland from a coach, a Finnish coach in the sports circle. So Simon, because of his good features in sporting activities, the coach, a Finnish coach, called him that, see, you can come to Finland and we'll train you, you'll be better, and you can represent us in different racing activities or sporting activities in all parts of the world. Simon got his bag ready and traveled to Finland. When he got to Finland, he quickly settled in and he also joined the Finnish military service, the reserved military service in that country. And he also got married and got his citizenship. Yes, the article also gave us more clarity about Simon's two companies that he created after settling in. It states Simon has been influential in local politics in Lati. He's currently a representative appointed by the National Coalition Party in the Lati Region Public Transport Committee, but has not participated in the committee's meetings recently. He has two companies in Finland, the Ekpa & Co. OY and Freedom Stream OY. Freedom Stream has not provided financial statements in recent financial years. The turnover of Ekpa & Co. Limited has been only a few dozens of euros. In both companies, the owner, the CEO, and the only actual member of the board is Simon. So as you can clearly see, the government have come out to give us a clarity on how Simon became a Finnish citizen and how he came into their country and how every single thing played out. This is a detailed summary of the story of Simon. So the question here is, why are these guys publishing this right about now? Why are these guys coming up to give us clarity on how he became their citizen? As we speak, we are here to understand and fully grasp the nature behind this revelation, because nobody asked, nobody was searching for answers, nobody was looking for these details, but it has been shared. So what is the reason, the possible reasons behind this revelation? But as we speak, we don't know. But we are looking at this whole thing closely, and when we do have some answers, we are going to definitely make a video to give you clarity and to show you every single thing that you need to know and understand in this particular point in time. Anyways, moving on swiftly, Yesterday, being the 17th of July of 2025, we made two videos. One showcased the fact that a lot of things has happened to Nnamdi Kanu, a lot of good news and a lot of revelations has played out within the USB government. Yes, we made two videos to showcase this fact, and these two videos are something you definitely need to see at this particular point in time. Yes, because as we speak, the Federal High Court in Abuja have informed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, together with his lawyer and the person of Aloy Ejimako, that see, we want you to inform Sowore, we want you to tell him something, that he shouldn't come to the court settings tomorrow. We don't want him to be around, we don't want him in the premises, and we don't want anybody linked with him. So the question here is, why has this man Sowore been banned or prohibited from attending the court session tomorrow? Well, in a video released yesterday, we looked at this matter. We showcased every single thing we believe happened behind the scenes and the individuals involved in this particular case. So if you want to watch that video and you want to get full updates and clarity for yourself, we have a video right on this channel that will show you every single thing you need to know right about now. And that video is showing right now on your screen. So click on this video to watch and understand. Click on this particular video and I'll see you on the other side. Thanks for watching.